Hi guys, welcome to Fame and Scholar. This is my fourth video, and in this video I will continue the introduction to organic chemistry. In this video we will study the shape of simple organic molecules, some characteristics of pi bonds, effects of hybridization on bond length and on bond strength, and the structural representation of organic compounds. So let us begin. So let us learn shapes of some simple organic molecules. So to understand the shape of these organic molecules, we have to use certain theories like electronic theory of valency and hybridization theory. So on applying these two theories, we get that the structure of methane and ethane were found to be tetrahedral because of their sp3 hybridization. Here we can see the orbital diagram of methane, that is the carbon has 4 sp3 hybridized bonds. These 4 sp3 hybridized bonds are joined by s overlap with hydrogen. Here we can see the tetrahedral shape of methane, that is its bond length is 112 picometer and the bond angle is 109 degree 28 minutes. Here the one with arrow shows that it is coming out of the plane, that is towards us, and this dotted arrow shows that it is back of the plane, and these two straight lines shows that they are in the same plane, that is on our screen. So similarly we can see the orbital diagram of ethane, that is there are 2 carbon atoms over here, and over here also we can see there are 4 sp3 hybridized bonds, from which one is used to join the carbon of the two groups and the other 6 are used to join with the hydrogen atom over here. We can see in this case the bond length between these two carbon atom is 154 picometer and the bond length between carbon and hydrogen is 111 picometer. Also the bond angle remains same, that is 109 degree 28 minutes. Here we can see that the molecule of methane has 4 CH sigma bonds and the molecule of ethane has 6 CH sigma bonds and 1 CC sigma bond. Similarly, we found that the structure of ethene, that is CH2 double bond CH2, was explained to be planar. Here one orbital takes part in pi bond formation along with one sigma bond formation, and since it takes formation of pi bond, the structure becomes planar. Similarly, the structure of ethine also becomes planar because of 2 pi bond formation. Also here the sigma bond is quite strong and the pi bonds are quite weak for ethene also, and in ethine also the sigma bond is very strong whereas the pi bonds are very weak. Now let us understand some characteristics of pi bond. First of all, let us understand how pi bond is formed. So for the formation of pi bond, what we need is that we need p orbitals which are adjacent to each other, that is adjacent to the carbon atom, and they must be parallel to each other also for proper sideways overlap. That means here you can see these pi bonds or this p orbital over here are near to the adjacent carbon, that is it is nearby also, and both of these are properly parallel also, therefore they are able to form a pi bond. The p orbital of pi bond are mutually parallel and perpendicular to the plane of the molecule. Here we can see that the p orbitals are mutually parallel to each other and they are perpendicular to the plane of the molecule. Since the both carbon are forming sigma bonds, they are in the same plane along with this hydrogen which is attached to them also. They are on the same plane, whereas the pi bond are taking over it. Like this one, we can see here that these molecules lie on the same plane, whereas these are perpendicular to this field. Rotation of one CH2 fragment with respect to other interferes with the maximum overlap of p orbital and therefore such movements are restricted. Now let us see if this CH2 molecule, if we try rotating it, we can see that there is some disturbance in the pi bond formation. Since we know that the pi bond is only formed when these two are properly parallel to each other. If we start rotating this CH2 molecule, what happens that these two are not properly parallel to each other anymore. Therefore, this movement is restricted. The electron charge cloud of pi bond lie above and below the plane of the molecule, which allows the pi electrons being easily available to the reacting reagent. So this can be clearly explained with this one. Here we see that this is the plane of the molecule, this blue one which I am marking, this is the plane of the molecule, and these p orbitals or this pi bond is perpendicular, or it is above and below the plane. Therefore, it is quite easy for the attacking reagents to take away electron from this. So in general, we learn that pi bonds are the most reactive sites in the molecule containing the multiple bonds. Effect of hybridization on bond length and bond strength. Bond length. So we must know that p orbitals are larger than s orbitals. So therefore, when hybridization occurs, there more character of p, that is p orbital has more character in the organic compound, then the bond length will be bigger. Since sp3 has the most p character, that is it has 75%, that's why the bond length of sp3 hybridized carbon-carbon bond will be more. Since here we can see that there are 3 p and only 1 s, therefore the p character of sp3 is the most, and that of sp is the least, because there is only 1 p and there is only 1 s. Therefore it constitutes only 50% p character, which is less than the 75% over here. That's why sp3 has much more bond length than sp2, and which has more than sp. Since sp2 has 66.6% p character because of 2p present over here, therefore it comes in the middle. Now bond strength, which is quite opposite to the bond length. Now we see that the shorter is the bond length, the stronger the bond will be. Therefore we see that sp3 over here is the most longer one, or the longest one over here, therefore it comes at the last, and sp, which has the least or the shortest bond length, comes at the first. Therefore sp is much more stronger than sp2, which is much more stronger than sp3. Now electronegativity. So when there is hybridization taking place, the electronegativity of the atom also changes. That is, the more s character there is in the atom, more is going to be the electronegativity. Here we see that s and p are in equal amount, therefore s has 50% characteristics in this compound. Here we see that s is comparatively less than p, therefore it has only 33.3%, whereas in sp3, since there are 3p, the s has only 25% characteristics. Therefore sp3 is the least and sp is the most electronegative compound. Now let us understand the structural representation of organic compound. So first of all, there is complete structural formula. So we see that here 1 dash is represented as single bond, 2 dashes are represented as double bond, 3 dashes are represented as triple bond. So compounds like ethane can be written like this, and compounds like ethene can be written like this, and ethine can be written like this. Here ethane has single bond between the 2 carbon, ethene has double bond between the 2 carbon, ethine has triple bond between the 2 carbon, and the number of hydrogens are getting adjusted over here. There is methanol also, which can be represented like this. So then we get to know that these are all small compounds. So when it comes to bigger compounds which are very long chains, it will be hard to represent them like this. So therefore we reduce it down to one more step, and this step is condensed structural formula. So ethane can be written as C2H6, or it can be C and H3, single bond, C and H3. Ethene can be represented as CH2, double bond, CH2, or it can be written as C2H4. Ethine can be represented as C triple bond, C, and H in the side, and this side also H. Methanol can be represented as CH3 single bond OH or CH3OH. Now, as I told before, that there might be bigger compounds also. So let us take this long chain. Here we see that there are 5 carbon atoms and a lot of hydrogen atom. So the compound is CH3, CH2, 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 CH3. So what we did over here is that here this CH2 was repeating so many times, so we put it inside a bracket and write the number of time it was repeated. Similarly, over here also we see that CH3, CH2, 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 COOH. Again the CH2 was repeating many times, so what we did was, starting that was CH3 and then there was CH2. So we wrote CH2 in bracket and we wrote how many times it was represented. Here it was represented or written again and again 5 times. So we wrote CH3, CH2 whole 5 times and COOH at the last. To make it more easier, again we see that these compounds are hard to write, so we represent them by bond length structures or formula. Here we see that 2-bromobutane is represented. It can be very easily represented by these lines. Over here we see that at the last there is one carbon atom, and here every corner has one carbon atom, and the hydrogen atoms are adjusted based on that. Most of the time at the terminal or at the end point, there will be one carbon atom which will have 3 hydrogen group or 3 hydrogen atom surrounded by it. Also we see that there can be branches, like over here is ethane, since there are 2 carbon atom, and over here there is methane since only 1 carbon atom is there, and all these again vertices or the corners represented that there is a carbon atom present over there. There can be polygon formula also. So polygon formula is basically when these structures are forming a ring compound, then we call them polygon. We represent them by polygons, since we see that triangle, rectangle, square, then this heptane, pentane, all these are polygons, so we represented them like this. So we name it, since they are in a cycle or they are ring structures, we add cyclo over here, and then there is a naming process which we will go through later in our next videos, which are based on IUPAC nomenclature. So now let us revise what we have learned till now. So what we learned today is that we learned that shapes of simple organic molecules are there, which are based on hybridization and electronic theory of valency, and in that we saw the structure of ethane and methane, where we understood that there is sigma and pi bond formation taking place. Pi bond formation takes place from ethene, ethyne and all that compounds, where the sigma bond is very strong. When there is pi bond formation, the sigma bond is very strong and the pi bond is very weak. Then we studied some characteristic features of pi bond, that whenever there is pi bond taking place, the organic compound or the molecule will be in the same plane. That means in ethane all the 6 atoms are lying on the same plane like that, and then in p orbitals the pi bonds are mutually parallel to each other and they are perpendicular to the plane of the molecule, like right over here. These two are parallel to each other, and there is this plane of this molecule and they are perpendicular to this plane. And then we studied that if we rotate one of the fragment of this CH2 or CH also, then there will be disturbance produced in the pi or in the pi orbital or the p orbital, and these movements are therefore restricted. Then we studied that the electron charge cloud of pi bond is always formed above and below, like right over here. This is the plane of the molecule and pi bond is formed above and below this plane. Then we studied the effect of hybridization on bond length and bond strength. In bond length we saw that sp3 has the longest bond length, while sp has only the shortest bond length, it is because of more p character. In bond strength we saw that larger is the bond length, weaker that bond is, or shorter is the bond length, stronger that bond is. Therefore sp was the strongest bond formation taking place in sp and weakest in sp3. Also we studied electronegativity. In electronegativity we saw that more there is s character, the more that atom or molecule will be electronegative. So sp3 has the least amount of s character, therefore it was the weakest, and sp had the most amount of s character, that is 50%, therefore it was the strongest or most electronegative. Then we studied how to represent the organic compounds in complete structural formula, that is we represented them like this. And then we studied that since for larger chain compounds it can be very hard for us to represent like this, so we condense them and get formulas like CH3CH3 or C2H6. Also we studied that when same amount of atoms or carbons are repeated again and again, we write them in bracket and write the number of times it was repeated. Also we studied the bond length structural formula. Sometimes writing like this also might be lengthy, therefore we condense them more and we represent them by lines which represent the bond, and each of these corner or vertex represent the carbon atom present over there. Also we studied the polygon formula. In this polygon formula we studied that some compounds of carbon can be cyclic also, that is they might form rings, or they might be complete structures, or they might be closed structures. Therefore they are represented by these polygons like cyclopropane, cyclobutane, etc.